I stand frozen, the crisp autumn air biting at my skin, but it's the scene before me that chills me to the core. Just a week ago, life seemed perfect. Mealy, my newlywed wife, glowing with the life growing inside her, a life I believed was ours. But as I pull into our driveway, returning from a grueling business trip, the sight of a man, a stranger, at our doorstep shakes the very foundation of my world. "Can I help you?" I ask, my voice steady despite the storm brewing inside. The man, older, with lines of time etched deep on his face, turns to me. His eyes, a mirror of confusion and something else, something like fear, meet mine. I'm here to support her, he stutters, shifting uncomfortably from foot to foot. Support her? My tone sharpens as suspicion coils in my gut. And you are? His next words are a sledgehammer to my chest. I'm a father. He trails off, as if realizing his mistake. The bags in my hands drop to the ground, their contents forgotten. What do you mean? Explain now. The demand rips from my throat, a growl more than words. The man, seeing the fury in my eyes, steps back, raising his hands in a gesture of peace. I was with Mealy before she married you. She told me she was pregnant, but she said it was handled. Handled? A torrent of emotions crashes through me. Betrayal slices through the initial shock, each word from this stranger unraveling the life I thought I was building. I storm past him, my heart pounding a frenzied beat as I reach the door. Mealy's face as she sees me is a mask of shock, then horror. John, it's not what you think, she begins, her voice trembling. Not what I think? My laugh is bitter, hollow. You're pregnant with his child? I jerk my head towards the door where the stranger still lingers, his presence a living nightmare. The silence that follows is heavy, suffocating. Finally, she nods, tears spilling over. I was going to tell you. When? After you had me raise another man's child as my own? The room spins, each decorated corner a reminder of the lies. Mealy reaches out, her hands shaking. I was scared. I thought we could still be a family. I love you, John. But her pleas fall on deaf ears. Love? There was no love here, only deception. In the weeks that follow, my vengeance takes shape in cold, calculated steps. Legal battles, public shaming, every action designed to break her as she broke me. The divorce papers are the final act, the closing of a book I once thought would have a happy ending. As I watch her sign her name, erasing our brief history, I feel no satisfaction, only a hollow victory. She leaves, her life in tatters, and I know this is the last I will ever see of her. Betrayal and vengeance have led me here, to this empty house, filled with nothing but the echoes of a love that never truly was. The door closes with a final click, a punctuation mark to my ruined heart. But this is just the beginning, and the intrigue of how far my revenge will go promises more chapters yet unwritten. The morning after Mealy leaves, the sun dares to shine, mocking the storm inside me. I'm sitting at the kitchen table, staring at the empty chair across from me, when my phone buzzes. It's Rick, my best friend and the one I trust most in this world. John, I just heard. Are you okay? Rick's voice is heavy with concern. I grip the phone tighter, my knuckles whitening. No, Rick, I'm not. It's all a mess. I can imagine. What are you going to do now? His question hangs between us, laden with unspoken suggestions of darker paths. I stand, pacing back and forth, the weight of his words pressing down on me. I'm going to make sure she regrets this. No one cheats on me and just walks away. Rick sighs on the other end, the sound of a man who knows too well the road I'm about to tread. Just be careful, John. Revenge can turn back on you. Ignoring his warning, I end the call. My mind is already racing with plans. I need to expose Mealy, to show everyone her true face. The first step? The man who claimed to be the father. I find his number still in my call history and dial it with a trembling finger. Meet me at the cafe on 5th in 20 minutes, I command as soon as he answers, not giving him a chance to protest. The cafe is bustling when I arrive, but my focus narrows to the man waiting in the corner. He looks up, startled, as I sit opposite him. Why? I demand without preamble. Why did she choose me? He fidgets, avoiding my gaze. She said you were stable, ready for a family. She didn't want to lose that. I laugh, bitter and sharp. And you just let her? He shrinks back, his eyes filled with shame. I didn't know she was going to marry you until it was too late. Too late for what? To be honest? My voice rises, drawing glances from nearby patrons. He nods miserably. I'm sorry. I truly am. Sorry doesn't change what you both did to me. Standing abruptly, I leave him there, his apologies echoing uselessly behind me. Back at home, I open my laptop and start typing. The words flow easily, a narrative of deceit and betrayal. I post it on every social media platform we're connected on, tagging her friends, her family, and even some of her co-workers. Within hours, it goes viral, the court of public opinion raining down judgment on Mealy. That night, unable to sleep, I drive aimlessly through the city streets, the neon lights blurring past. The phone rings, jarring me from my thoughts. It's Mealy. John, please, you have to stop this. You're destroying me. Just like you destroyed me? My grip on the steering wheel tightens until my hands ache. This isn't you, John. This anger, this revenge, it's not right. I snort, cutting her off. You don't get to tell me what's right, not anymore. Ending the call, I toss the phone onto the passenger seat. My eyes catch the reflection of a billboard, the bright lights illuminating a message about new beginnings. It's laughable, this idea that a fresh start is just a decision away. The relentless buzz of my phone drags me out of a restless slumber. The screen lights up with a barrage of notifications, emails, messages, missed calls, all a fallout from my public revelations about Mealy. The digital tempest is just beginning, and I am the storm's eye. Grabbing a coffee, I sit down to sift through the chaos. Amid the hate mails and support messages, one catches my attention, a message from an unknown number, claiming to have information about Mealy. My pulse quickens as I dial the number. John? A male voice, cautious yet curious, answers. Who's this? You said you have information about Mealy? The man hesitates, then plunges ahead. Yes, I'm Tom. I was involved with her, briefly. After she married you. My hand clenches around the mug, the ceramic cold against my skin. Go on. We met at a conference. She was unhappy, said you didn't understand her, Tom explains, his words a sharp jab to my already bruised ego. So, you thought you'd help her out? My voice drips with sarcasm. I thought I was helping, Tom admits, his tone defensive. But she was using me too, John. She planned to leave you after the baby was born, take half of everything. The information hits me like a physical blow. Not only had Mealy deceived me about the child, but she was also plotting a deeper betrayal. Meet me, I demand, my mind racing with this new leverage. We agree to meet at a quiet park, away from prying eyes. As I wait, the chill of the early morning seeps through my coat, mirroring the icy resolve forming inside me. Tom arrives, nervous, his eyes darting around. We sit on a secluded bench, the morning fog a curtain around our clandestine meeting. Do you have proof of what you're saying? I press him, needing more than his words. Fumbling with his phone, Tom shows me texts, emails, damning evidence of Mealy's intentions. I record everything on my phone, a digital arsenal for the upcoming battle. Why are you telling me this? I ask, my suspicion never fully quiescent. I was wrong, he admits, looking away. She's not the victim she pretends to be. And you deserve to know. Armed with this new information, I leave Tom and head straight to my lawyer's office. The atmosphere is tense as I lay out the evidence, each piece another nail in the coffin of Mealy's deceit. We can use this. It'll strengthen your case, not just for the divorce, but also for damages, my lawyer assures me, his eyes gleaming with the prospect of a clear win. The rest of the day is a blur of legal strategies and preparations. As evening falls, I return home, my phone buzzing incessantly. It's Mealy again, more desperate this time. John, please, let's talk. I made mistakes, but we can fix this. Fix this? I scoff, staring at the darkening sky. You don't fix this level of betrayal, Mealy. You're about to learn that the hard way. John, I'm begging you. I cut her off, the finality in my voice as cold as the night air. Save it for the court. You'll need all the help you can get. As I end the call, the weight of my actions bears down on me. But there's no turning back now. This path of retribution, once begun, demands to be followed to its bitter end. I brace myself for the fallout, the legal storm ahead. This chapter of vengeance is just another step toward a resolution that promises to be as harsh as it is final. The courtroom is packed, a silent audience to the final act of our marital tragedy. As I take my seat, I can feel the weight of every gaze, some pitying, others judgmental. Mealy sits across the aisle, her face pale and drawn, a stark contrast to the vibrant woman I married. The air is thick with anticipation and the faint scent of disinfectant. The judge enters, and the room rises in unison, the rustle of clothes and creaking of benches filling the otherwise somber silence. As we sit, I catch Mealy's eye, her glance fleeting, filled with a mix of fear and defiance. Today we conclude the case of John and Mealy Harper, the judge begins, his voice echoing slightly in the high-ceilinged room. Are there any final statements? Mealy stands, her lawyer's hand on her shoulder. Yes, Your Honor. I have something to say. The room quiets, every ear straining. She takes a deep breath, her eyes finding mine, holding them. I admit, I made mistakes, grave ones. But I was never unfaithful with Tom. He misunderstood my friendship. A murmur ripples through the crowd, but I sit still, my expression unreadable. This last-ditch effort to sway the judge won't change the course of her fate. My client has evidence of his wife's intentions to deceive him, both emotionally and financially, my lawyer interjects smoothly, presenting the emails and texts Tom had given me. The evidence is damning, and as they are read aloud, Mealy's face crumples. But it's my next move that brings the final twist. Standing, I address the court, my voice clear and strong. Your Honor, while it is true that Mealy betrayed me, my actions in response were driven by pain and anger. I pause, letting my words sink in. However, there is more. This was not just a simple case of deception. I signal my lawyer, who hands me a document. This, I say, holding it up, is a paternity test. It shows that I am indeed the father of Mealy's child. A collective gasp fills the room. Mealy looks up, shock written all over her face. The irony of the situation hangs heavily in the air. Mealy believed the child wasn't mine based on a miscommunication during a medical appointment. A mistake she then built into a lie out of fear. The judge frowns, processing the information. And your evidence of her financial deceit? A fabrication, I confess, my voice steady. A setup designed to punish her. Tom was a willing participant, believing he was helping reveal a truth, but it was all manipulated by me. The room erupts into chaos, voices raised in confusion and anger. Mealy's lawyer jumps up, demanding a recess, but I raise my hand, calling for silence. Why? Mealy's voice breaks through the tumult, small and hurt. Why would you do this? Because betrayal breeds hatred, I reply, my tone devoid of warmth. And hatred knows no bounds. As the judge calls for order, declaring a need to review the case, I turn to leave the courtroom, my parting shot as cold as the revenge I had meticulously planned and executed. Mealy's cries echo behind me, but they do not touch the ice that has formed around my heart. Outside, the sky is a bleak grey, mirroring the storm inside me. I walk away, the final threads of what was once a love story unraveling with each step. The deception, both hers and mine, has left nothing but ruins in its wake. Our paths part forever, the hatred of betrayal a chasm too wide to bridge. As I disappear into the crowd, the final echoes of my revenge resonate back through the empty courtroom, a chilling reminder of the cost of vengeance.